job of doing it. So, of course, the masterpiece of the shop, of any shop, or I should say of any blacksmith shop, because some people might not agree as much, but personally, I believe that is a Peterite, and so a Peterite patent anvil, forged wrought iron base, about that thick, that are forged welded onto the top of the. Alright, here we are. We're back again. Sorry, I lost connection, and I see that. Hi, low, Jeff Pinter. So this is a Peterite anvil that we have here. We actually grabbed it off of a drag on the ranch here, and I'm trying my best to take care of it because I mean try to respect tools as much as I can. Seeing that the anvil was made in about the later middle 1800s just by the markings, because after the 1800s they started having to have that it was manufactured in England. So this does not have the England manufacturer, I believe, is the forge. So this is the main beauty forge of the shop, and I built the base out of a old like semi truck brake drum with a good stand, and this is my favorite part, that we have the adjustable hands that come out so that you can hold metal out as big as you really need, or as big as the forge will really take. And it's a 3-burner forge. It's not a 4-stair, it's just a regular, and we just have that big old tank runs it. I keep it about lower than probably about 3 psi, pretty hot, and about 6-7 psi is hot enough for forge welding. So, and I did not mention the name. It disappeared on me, but I believe it is a, well, I'm actually not sure anymore because I've lost the tag and I cannot. That's forge. I've made 3 tongs, but I threw a pair away because they were trash. But I have my just flat bit tongs, and I have some, where'd they go? Hammer making tongs, but they're out in our shop right now. But we got some of these, so I'll leave in the description. If you go to Blacksmith Depot, that's where we've got a lot of our tongs. And we've also gotten some tongs from Centaur Forge, and they make great tongs. I really suggest that if you don't have the time to make them or the resources yet, I really do suggest you go get them. Here's just this is another little anvil I made. I welded this up this is some mild steel about here, and then some AR 500 steel that I welded onto the top, and I preheated it all. So it actually came out real nice. It's not the hardest, which is nice, but it works good for doing nice, good chamfers on the things, and also works as kind of a crude hot hardy. We have this partially. Actual track would be a lot bigger, but it'd run like that, and then you have your all your stakes that come down and hold it on, and I believe it's mild steel just by how it acts. So we use a big cutting table, but this works just fine. We have this other forge. I still want to do more refurbishing on it. Man, I can't pronounce anything, but this is the other forge that we have. The blower, actually, this broke off of here, and I did a really crappy job of welding it just because cast iron does not weld very nicely, as the welders would know. But I drilled a hole in here because it was all seized up, and I put some WD-40 in there, and naturally it's working. So I plan to now be able to take it apart so I can grease all the joints up and get it all nice. But I've only done a little bit of forging in it, but the little forging I've done, it's worked well. But I find coal. I think there's a place in well, that was loud. There's a place in Petaluma that you can get coal, but currently I have not gotten anything. WD-40 fixes everything, yes, absolutely. But so what I've been using is some just lump charcoal. I want to build a charcoal, one of those big kegs that you basically throw wood into and allows very little oxygen to get in there. But now we're here over here at the hammer rack, and I just actually thing. Well, it seemed like just yesterday, but you know, time flies. So this is the Harbor Freight hammer that we got, and the composite handle actually broke off, so I just threw a quick ash handle on it. Just took a piece of ash firewood and cut it apart. This was the second hammer I actually forged. But I learned quickly that I need to temper my steel, because if you could see here that I actually got cracks because I water quenched a oil hardening steel. So that was actually my mistake all on that. But if I tempered it before I used it, it probably could have saved it a little bit more. This was the first hammer I forged these two at the same time, but so this was the third hammer I forged. Got my touch mark in there, but this one, I guess it's a hi Jeff, and hey Amy, thank you so much for watching. But yeah, and this one I forged out of the same material, but I did not water harden it, and it worked out. We found this punch out in an old blacksmith shop. It like fell over like 30 years ago. Nobody had ever touched it. So we actually found this punch in it, and it works really good as a punch and a drift in one. So I just threw a quick handle on there because they're going to break anyway. Okay, thank you so much for the advice for welding cast iron. Because the other way I've heard about welding it is by doing thermite reaction, and I'm not... Hi, Amy. But, so here's another punch. This handle was originally on this sledge, and it had a knot in it when we got it, so it broke and broke and broke. So it was originally pretty long, but it broke off, and as you can see, it's just not very nice wood. But this is the main hammer punch, and I plan to forge another one. This is actually the one that we're working on right now. Supposedly that's what you call where you burn your hand. Alright, I think we're good. This is just my makeshift rounding hammer right now. Hey Edgar Wolf, thank you so much for watching. But this is my makeshift rounding hammer. But I'm not going to go over there. But so this is the biggest hammer that we have. And I found this in one of the shops at the ranch, sitting there rusting away. And so it had these giant gashes, probably 3/8 inch deep. I mean, they were just huge gashes. So it would not make a very good striking face at that time. So I preheated it out in the forge. Thanks for all the great advice. But, so I welded it in. I preheated, of course, first, so I don't get cracking and super hard. But this has actually been working as a great striking anvil now. I mean, striking hammer. But that's what I want to make, a striking anvil next. But, yeah, that's kind of a salvage out of there. So, I guess here we go to the vise. So we have 2 post vices that we also grabbed out of that old abandoned blacksmith shop. Man, it's going to still take a little bit more work because the part that the thread actually goes into, part of it broke off because it goes in there a little bit so it won't twist around. so that broke. So that'll probably be another project and another video of me trying to fix that. But that is that. We also have this one, and this one is actually in very good condition, as you can see in there. It has still the teeth, so it holds steel very good. I've done lots of twists so far on it, and I greased it up. All the thread is good, the thread nut is good, but my only complaint about it is that the handle's a little short, so you can't really get enough leverage. So I hope to put another handle on there, but I need to forge out or buy some spring swatches to make the ball swatch, and just to forge out the reins, I guess you'd call it. I'm not sure. We have this table. That stuff holds stuff together like no. Weld the nut and grind it. That's, see, I just need to come to you guys whenever I need advice. For all the great advice. So yeah, we took this. Thank you for all the support and all. You guys just make it. Thank you so much. But yeah, so that's the table that we made, and I got this tool. It's in a very rough shape, but you know what? I'm lucky to have it. And just mechanic down on the ranch gave it to me. But yeah, here's our table of unfinished projects. That's the fro my dad on. We want to start working out back what all this is under. It's a link to off the conic container we have, and we have these big I think that one's cottonwood and aspen poles holding it up, and they do it's been super good under here. And also, if you're still around, I need some advice, because I want to get a cut-off saw, because like a bandsaw, I have a possibility to get one, because using those abrasives would take forever for cutting on this 01. So I need advice, because I want to put it out here and the rain comes in. So do you have any ideas of what I can use to cover it? Because I was thinking of the tarp, but that's not really that good of a idea. So if you have any ideas, please let me know. And thank you so much for watching, and thank you for all the great advice that you guys gave me. And I'll see y'all next time on the video. So thank you so much for the great advice, and I'll stop showing you the floor. So thank you so much for all the great advice. Oh, my name is Gabriel. Sorry, I did not say that. Gabriel, so whatever you like to call. I've been called worse. So thank you so much for all the great advice. Thanks so much for the support also. Thank you, Grandon's Ford. Hi, Jeff Pinder. Thank you so much for the great advice. And also, yeah, so I'll be sure. Extended roof. That's a possibility, but we need more support, I believe. Let me turn it around, yeah. So we would like to extend it. We're probably going to extend it from here out to probably where the end of the conics container. But that's probably all that we're going to get out of this. We would like to build a shop soon, but that's going to take a while. Thank you so much for the great advice. And, well, I'm going to shut the... Oh, yeah, I didn't actually finish up on this coal forge. So, if you have any ideas, because the only ideas that we've come up with to fix this coal forge, because it's rusted out here and it's all thin and well, because it's not even really metal anymore, it's just oxygen. I wish I could move into the container because that would give a ton of room, but it's full of other stuff. As we call it, it's the storage container, so it's all my stuff. Oh, that's what you were saying about the clay. Ah, that makes sense. Now I get it. Thank you so much. So, Jeff Pinter said to put clay all in there, and that makes so much sense. Ha. Thank you so much. Dranson's Forge and Jeff Pinter. Ugh. Nope. It's not sticking. There. But also, yeah, these are my quench tanks. That's for oil. And I just welded. I got this big pipe. I'm not really good with schedules yet of pipes. But that's how thick the pipe is. And I just welded it to another about the same thickness. And we have the canola oil for quenching knives and stuff in there, and that's basically. And here, we'll just add this in. I'll probably make it cleaned. Come on, reconnect. My stream on my a lot because I got my phone from my dad, and he used it all for his work. Yeah, the brake drum doesn't work for forge welding. It's kind of dying, so it shuts off randomly. So, I'm back. And those of you that are left, thank you so much for staying. And I think I'm below, but I'm just really fascinated with all the great advice that you guys gave me, and I hope to do more live streams and more videos just so I can just gain so much knowledge from all you guys. Thank you so much for all the great advice, and I'm here, so thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys next time.